Millions of car owners think cars die from age. That's false. They die because of bad habits. The truth is, it's linked to how you maintain your car. That's why cars feel worn out at 100,000 miles, while others run like new at 300,000. Don't you worry, because I'm revealing 15 proven tricks to bring your car back to life, save you thousands in repairs, and make it drive like new again. Number 17, clean the air filter. Your engine needs to breathe, and that air filter is its only lifeline to the outside world. When it's clogged with dirt, leaves, and whatever else the road throws at it, your engine starts gasping like you after climbing 5 flights of stairs with groceries. The result? Lost power, terrible fuel economy, and sounds that'll make you think something's dying under the hood. Think of it this way. Would you run a marathon breathing through a dirty sock? That's exactly what you're asking your engine to do with a clogged filter. Every grain of dust that gets through is sandpaper on your cylinder walls. But here's the part most drivers miss. Most people wait until their car feels like it's running on 3 cylinders before they even think about the air filter. Don't be that person. Check it every 12,000 to 15,000 miles. Or sooner if you drive through dust storms or construction zones daily. Pop the hood, find the air cleaner box, undo the latches, and take a look. If it looks like it survived a sandstorm, replace it. The $25 filter can instantly restore power and save you hundreds in wasted fuel. But here's the catch. A clean filter won't help if you don't know what's actually wrong with your car. Number 16, diagnose the problem like a pro. Here's the difference between smart car owners and people who get ripped off at the shop. The smart ones know what's wrong before they walk through the door. Your car's computer is constantly monitoring dozens of sensors, and when something goes sideways, it stores a code that tells you exactly what's happening. Most mechanics charge you $150 just to plug in the same scanner you can buy for $50. That's like paying someone to check your text messages. The information is already there, you just need to access it. Get yourself a decent OBD2 scanner. Not the 50-ohm piece of plastic from the gas station, but a real one that can read live data and reset service codes. Find the OBD2 port under your steering column, plug it in, and let it tell you what's really going on. A P0301 code means cylinder 1 is misfiring. PY171 means your engine's running lean. Suddenly, that $800 diagnostic fee turns into a $5 scan you did in your driveway. But here's what they don't tell you. Sure, some codes can be tricky, and high-mileage cars love throwing ghost codes that mean absolutely nothing. But knowledge is power, and power saves money. Now that you know what's wrong, here's the most overlooked problem. Number 15, deep cleaning the throttle body. Carbon starts building up in your throttle body around 30,000 miles, but most people don't touch it until 75,000. By then, it's like trying to breathe through a straw filled with peanut butter. Your idle gets rough, your throttle response becomes slower than dial-up internet, and your fuel economy goes to hell. The throttle body is basically your engine's windpipe. When it's clogged, every breath your engine takes is a struggle. That butterfly valve needs to open and close smoothly, but carbon buildup makes it stick like a rusty gate. But here's the thing, disconnect the battery first. Forget this, and you'll trigger a recalibration nightmare. Remove the intake hose, spray throttle body cleaner on the carbon buildup, let it soak, then gently scrub with a cloth or toothbrush. See black sludge come off like makeup remover on a reality show. Let it dry, reassemble, and suddenly your engine remembers what smooth feels like. Speaking of carbon, wait until you see what's hiding in your fuel system. Number 14, replace the fuel filter. Your fuel filter has one job, keep dirt out of your engine. But when it clogs up like a McDonald's milkshake machine, it does the exact opposite. I've pulled filters so packed with gunk, they look like chocolate pudding. That nasty buildup doesn't just slow fuel flow, it murders fuel pumps, clogs injectors, and turns your mileage into a sad joke. Think of your fuel filter as a coffee filter for your engine. When it's clogged, instead of smooth espresso, you get bitter sludge. Your fuel pump has to work overtime just to push fuel through that mess, slowly killing itself in the process. Most cars need a new filter every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. But if you're the type who puts 87 octane in everything or drive through dusty construction zones daily, do it sooner. Always use OEM or name brand filters like Bosch or Motorcraft. But here's the truth about those $5 knockoffs from the bargain bin. They'll break down from ethanol and leak fibers into your fuel system like confetti at a funeral. And just when you think that's bad, wait until you see what this tiny valve does when it fails. Number 13. Inspect and clean the PCV valve. This $10 part controls pressure inside your engine's crankcase. When it fails, pressure builds up like a pressure cooker, and that's when seals start popping and oil starts vanishing faster than your paycheck. I've seen engines burn a quart every 1,000 miles because of this one tiny valve. The PCV valve is like a pressure relief valve on a steam boiler. Without it working properly, your engine builds up toxic gases and pressure that has nowhere to go. So it finds the weakest seals and blows them out, creating expensive oil leaks. Here's how to check it. Pop it out of the valve cover, give it a shake. If it rattles, it's working. If it sounds like a maraca at a silent disco, it's clogged. Spray some carb cleaner inside, let it sit, shake out the gunk, and reinstall. Takes 5 minutes, costs less than a latte, and could save your entire engine from choking on its own fumes. Now let's talk about the sensor that's been lying to your engine. Number 12, the gas cap that's sabotaging your engine. That little twist-on cap you haven't thought about since 2019. It's quietly destroying your fuel system. When your gas cap is cracked, loose, or just plain dirty, it's letting air sneak into your fuel tank like an uninvited party crasher. This messes with your engine's air-fuel ratio, causing rough idling, hesitation, and that annoying check engine light that makes you question your life choices. Your fuel system is designed to work under specific pressure conditions. When that seal fails, it's like trying to drink through a straw with holes in it. Your engine can't maintain the precise fuel delivery it was designed for, and performance suffers immediately. But here's the thing. Grab some WD-40, spray it on a clean cloth, never directly on the cap, and wipe down those threads and rubber seals. Also, make sure you're using the right type. Some cars need vented caps, others don't. Get it wrong and you'll either build pressure where you shouldn't or lose it where you need it. And here's the kicker. Upgrade to a Viton-lined cap if you want something that'll outlast your car payments. Now imagine if there's an even tinier sensor that's been lying to your engine this whole time. Number 11, the mass airflow sensor wake-up call. This little sensor tells your engine how much air is coming in so it can mix the perfect fuel cocktail. But when it gets dirty, it starts guessing like a drunk bartender. The result? Your engine runs rich, burns more fuel, and develops a stutter that makes it sound broken. The MAF sensor is like your engine's accountant. It needs to be precise to keep everything balanced. When oil vapors and dirt coat those delicate sensing wires, it's like trying to do math with smudged glasses. The numbers don't add up, and your engine pays the price. But let's be honest, cleaning it is easier than buying a new one. Unplug it, pull it out gently. Those wires are thinner than your patience with bad drivers. And spray it with MAF sensor cleaner. Don't touch the wires, don't scrub it, just let the cleaner do its magic. Let it air dry for 20 minutes, reinstall, and boom, your engine remembers how to breathe properly again. If you're getting many helpful tips in this video, kindly hit that like button. We did a lot of research, and each like would very much help our channel. Anyways, watch till number 1. It is something so easy to do, you'll regret not knowing it. Number 10, check and change spark plug. Misfires, sluggish acceleration, and fuel economy that makes you cry at gas stations. Your spark plugs are begging for retirement. If they're over 30,000 miles old, it's time to put them out of their misery. Old spark plugs don't just fail gradually, they take your entire engine down with them. Weak sparks mean incomplete combustion, which leads to raw fuel washing down cylinder walls and contaminating your oil. It's a domino effect of destruction. For modern cars with coil-on plug systems, stick with OEM Iridium or upgrade to NGK Ruthenium HX. They cost more but deliver a lightning bolt every time and last 100,000 plus miles. But here's the kicker. I've seen drivers gain 4 miles per gallon overnight just by swapping old plugs. Don't let weak sparks hold your engine hostage when the fix costs less than a tank of gas. And just when you think that's impressive, wait until you see what dirty injectors are doing to your power. Number 9, better fuel injector response. Your engine's power depends on a crisp fuel mist, not a sad dribble that looks like a leaky faucet. After 30,000 miles, that precision spray pattern starts falling apart thanks to gunk and varnish clogging everything up. Fuel injectors are precision instruments that operate under thousands of PSI. When they get clogged, they don't just spray less fuel, they spray it unevenly. One cylinder gets too much, another gets too little, and your engine runs like it's having an argument with itself. Start with a quality fuel system cleaner like Seafoam or Techron in a low tank. For stubborn buildup, bring in the big guns. A pro shop with pressurized cleaning equipment can blast that carbon off in minutes. Clean injectors every 30,000 to 40,000 miles. It's way cheaper than waiting for misfires and shelling out $900 for new injectors. And when that happens, your engine will thank you with instant throttle response. Speaking of carbon, brace yourself for what's really stealing your horsepower. Number 8, clear carbon in your engine. That black, baked-on sludge isn't just ugly. It's stealing your horsepower like a silent thief. It clogs intake valves, coats pistons, and makes your engine feel like it's dragging a boat anchor. Every short trip and tank of cheap gas feeds this monster. Carbon buildup is like cholesterol for your engine. It starts small and innocent, but over time it chokes off vital pathways. In direct injection engines, it's even worse because fuel never washes the intake valves clean, letting carbon build up like barnacles on a ship's hull. You've got two options: fuel additives for light buildup, or walnut blasting for the serious stuff. Yes, crushed walnut shells shot into your intake to scrub everything clean. It sounds crazy, but it's the only way to deep clean a direct injection engine where fuel never touches the valves. But here's the truth: this isn't optional maintenance, it's a performance revival. And just when you think we're done with carbon problems, let's talk about what happens when you use the wrong fuel. Number 7, the octane rule. Let's kill this myth right now. Premium gas doesn't give you more power. It's not rocket fuel for your Corolla. Octane is about knock resistance, not horsepower. Using low octane in an engine that needs high octane is like wearing flip-flops to a knife fight. You're asking for trouble. Most engines are designed for specific octane ratings, and there's no benefit to going higher than recommended. It's like buying a $200 HDMI cable for your TV. You're not getting better picture quality, just emptying your wallet faster. But here's the truth: when octane is too low, fuel ignites early and slams your pistons in the wrong direction. That violent pressure spike can crack cylinder walls, bend rods, and turn your engine into expensive scrap metal. Stick with top-tier fuel brands with extra detergents to keep everything clean. But let's be honest, your engine deserves better than bargain basement gas. Now let's talk about the fluid that makes everything possible, but gets ignored until it's too late. Number 6, the synthetic oil shield protocol. When oil sits too long, especially in high-mileage engines, it breaks down faster than a cheap umbrella in a hurricane. It thickens, forms sludge, and turns cold, starts into dry starts, where 80% of engine wear happens in the first few seconds. Oil is your engine's lifeblood, but old oil is like trying to run blood through your veins that's turned to maple syrup. Everything slows down, pressure drops, and critical components don't get the protection they need when they need it most. Full synthetic oil flows instantly, clings better, and shields your moving parts before they grind metal on metal. Change it every 3,000 to 5,000 miles if you drive short trips or sit in traffic. That's not paranoia, it's insurance. And here's a pro tip: if your filter mounts upright, pre-fill it before installation to reduce dry start friction. But here's what happens when your engine starts overheating. Number 5, the thermostat timing fix. This hidden component controls your engine's temperature like a bouncer at an exclusive club. When it sticks closed, your car overheats faster than a laptop playing Cyberpunk. When it sticks open, it floods the engine with coolant and can cause irreparable damage. The thermostat is a simple but critical component. It's designed to fail in a way that protects your engine, but modern thermostats are more complex and can fail in ways that cause catastrophic damage. Don't trust your engine's life to a $15 part. A typical thermostat should last 100,000 miles, but that's a risk you shouldn't take. Replace it every 4 to 5 years or during coolant flushes. Only use OEM parts. They cost $25 more than aftermarket junk, but they're worth every penny. But here's what they don't tell you: this small investment could save you thousands in overheat damage. Speaking of pressure, here's the one cap that controls it all. Number 4, inspect and replace that radiator cap. This $10 part holds 16 psi of pressure, keeping your coolant stable at temperatures up to 267 degrees Fahr. When it gets weak, and they all do eventually, that pressure drops and your coolant starts boiling at just 212 degrees Fahr. That's a 45-degree difference between normal operation and total meltdown. Most people don't realize that your cooling system is actually a pressurized system. The pressure raises the boiling point of coolant, allowing your engine to run much hotter without overheating. When that pressure is lost, your engine can overheat even on a mild day. The spring loses tension, the rubber seal gets harder than week-old pizza, and suddenly you're looking at a $3,000 head gasket job. Replace it when the engine is completely cold, with the same PSI rating as the old one. 5 minutes, less than lunch money, potentially massive savings. Here's what's scary. Radiator cap failure is silent until it's catastrophic. Your temperature gauge might read normal right up until steam starts pouring from under the hood. By then, the damage is done. Most caps fail gradually over years, slowly losing pressure bit by bit. You might notice slightly higher operating temperatures or occasional coolant loss, but nothing dramatic enough to trigger panic. That's the trap. Slow failure that leads to sudden destruction. But here's where most people mess up. They think pressure is everything, but it means nothing if you're using the wrong coolant. Number 3, the coolant mixing trick. Here's a myth that can destroy your engine. All coolants are the same. Wrong. Using the wrong coolant is like mixing bleach with ammonia. It might not kill you immediately, but it'll definitely cause problems. Different coolants have different chemistries, and mixing them can cause rust, corrosion, and deposits that'll clog your cooling system tighter than a teenager's bedroom. Coolant chemistry is more complex than rocket science. Different types use different additives and inhibitors that don't play well together. When you mix them, they can neutralize each other or create chemical reactions that damage your engine from the inside out. Only use what your manual recommends. Green for older cars, gold or orange for newer ones. Always use distilled water when diluting. Tap water has minerals that'll turn your cooling system into a science experiment gone wrong. Coolant can last 7 years or 150,000 miles, so when you do it right. The worst part about coolant incompatibility is that the damage happens slowly and invisibly. You won't see immediate problems, but over months, the wrong coolant creates scale buildup and corrosion that slowly chokes your cooling system. European cars are especially picky about coolant specs. BMW, Mercedes, and Audi have specific formulations that cost more but are engineered for their aluminum engines. Use the wrong stuff, and you're looking at thousands in damage down the road. But here's the silent killer most people completely ignore. Number 2, deep cleaning battery terminal. Those crusty, corroded battery terminals aren't just ugly, they're slowly murdering your electrical system. That green-white fuzz blocks current flow, strains your alternator, and can cause random electrical gremlins that'll drive you insane. Corrosion is like rust for your electrical system. It creates resistance where there should be smooth power flow, forcing your alternator to work harder and causing voltage drops that can confuse sensitive electronic systems. Modern cars depend on clean electrical connections more than ever. Clean them monthly with baking soda and warm water. Scrub with an old toothbrush. Rinse with clean water. Dry thoroughly, then coat with dielectric grease or petroleum jelly. Clean terminals mean strong starts, stable voltage, and fewer mysterious electrical problems that cost hundreds to diagnose. Here's what happens behind the scenes. Corroded terminals create voltage drop that makes your alternator work overtime trying to maintain proper charging. This shortens its life and can cause it to fail prematurely, leaving you stranded with a $500 repair bill. Modern cars have dozens of sensitive electronic modules that depend on clean, stable power. Voltage fluctuations from corroded terminals can cause everything from radio glitches to transmission shifting problems that drive technicians crazy trying to diagnose. And finally, the one maintenance habit that separates 500,000-mile cars from junkyard statistics. Number 1, the 5K oil rule that dealers don't want you to know. If you're following factory oil change intervals, you're playing Russian roulette with your engine. That 10,000-mile recommendation isn't built for engine longevity, it's built for marketing. Manufacturers want their cars to look low maintenance on paper to boost sales, not to protect your investment. The dirty secret is that extended oil change intervals are designed to get you through the warranty period, not to maximize engine life. Once that warranty expires, you're on your own with a sludged-up engine that's already showing signs of premature wear. Ask any seasoned mechanic and they'll tell you. Most engines thrive with fresh oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, especially if you drive short trips, sit in traffic, or live somewhere hot and dusty. That extended interval isn't saving you money. It's grinding your engine from the inside out while you're not looking. Sludge forms, metal on metal wear begins, and 5 years later, your timing chain, VVT system, and cam phasers start falling apart like a house of cards. Want to hit 500,000 miles without a rebuild? Start by ignoring the book and listening to real-world mechanics. Always change the filter, never cheap out with $2 filters. And if your oil looks like chocolate milk, don't wait for the scheduled interval. The oil change industry wants you to think modern oil lasts forever, but they're not the ones paying for your engine rebuild. Extended intervals work great in laboratory conditions with perfect fuel, perfect temperatures, and no real-world stress. But in the real world, your engine deals with stop-and-go traffic, short trips that never let oil reach full operating temperature, and fuel dilution that breaks down oil additives faster than manufacturers admit. Frequent changes are your insurance policy against catastrophic failure. There you have it, 17 tricks that'll make your engine run like it's brand new without breaking the bank. Which one surprised you the most, or have more tips you'd like to share? Comment down below and help out your fellow car owners. Anyways, did you know there are ways to reset your car for free without going to the mechanic? Well, click this video. You'd be able to reset and fix your car problems without any expensive repairs.